I'm Tracey Walker, and today I'm going to read a chapter from my book, The Cards I Was Dealt That Transformed My Life. And today's chapter will be chapter 24. Lifting up others uplifts me. 5 years of grief. I'm not saying I was fixed, but I'd come through a cycle, and I knew that now was the time to take all of my life experiences and use them to help others. That child who failed herself, the abuse, the loss, the resilience to turn something bad into a positive. I've come so far from that child who wanted to sink into the background and never be seen or heard. It was my time to step up, have a voice, teach others a different way. I took some time out for myself, time to regroup and figure out where to next. So I decided to do relief teaching. This gave me the opportunity to come and go as I pleased, without tying myself down to a 9 to 3 job. It also gave me the opportunity to work in a number of different schools. I took all my learnings from my childhood, my journey with my son, and the resilience of the challenges I've had to navigate, and integrated them into each and every class I taught in. I had a structure. Some students didn't like it, and that was okay, because the ultimate goal was to help students succeed and not allow them to take the easy road to fail themselves like I did. What I knew was it didn't matter what was happening at home. I wanted to empower students to take control of their outcomes. I knew that letting them get away with things is not the answer. All that did was enable them to continue to give up on themselves. I was not going to support that behaviour. I set my course, and every lesson I stepped into, I had a structure based on the strategies I taught my son. That same boy who wouldn't give up on himself if I hadn't. That same boy who would have given up on himself if I hadn't persisted in finding a solution. Was about helping him to see the power was within him. If only he had the tools to empower himself. This is the strategy I used in every classroom, in every school I taught in, for over 20 years, and it worked. Sadly, schools come with a position of power. I am the teacher and I know best. This didn't work for me as a child, and I know it didn't work for my son, because it just made him angrier, as he saw himself being blamed for things he did not initiate. I understood that a structure of respect and courtesy would help all of us succeed. For me, my goal was to do my job and support the teacher I was relieving so they could continue with their program without losing a day out of their busy schedule. For the students, my philosophy was that if they did the work, by all means, they could sit and talk to their friends or do other work. However, the bottom line was respect. Respect for the job I was being paid to do, and respect for the teacher, that the work that they had left for the lesson. That was what mattered the most. I'd failed myself as a student because I didn't have anyone in my life who cared enough to put structures in place to stop me failing myself. I'd done it the hard way. I wasn't going to allow students to fail themselves on my watch. Some students didn't appreciate my structure, but I wasn't there to be liked. I was there to support students to succeed. I had students who would say, "Oh no, not her," when they found out I was taking them. And I had students who'd see me at the shopping mall and ask if I would have them next week because they wanted to do the work and succeed. Both groups, however, were the same in that when they stepped into my classroom, they knew exactly what to expect. One of my favourite sayings is, say what you mean and mean what you say. I lived by this. Students knew that if I said something, I would follow through. Everything you do in life comes down to looking at your own standards and values. Do you follow through on your own life? If not, then it's time to become consciously aware of your own actions. When we lower our standards, we achieve less. You see, in a school, and you see it in adult life, it's the system created and recreated by society. The question is, what is the system creating? Teaching is about empowering students to succeed, not about how students can answer a question on a test. It is about life skills, and it's about respect. The strategies and techniques I used were subtle, but truly effective. When I walked into a classroom, I'd write a positive statement on the board. "What's that mean, miss?" they'd ask. I didn't need to explain it. I wanted them to figure out the meaning for themselves. "What does it mean to you?" I'd say. Everyone would see something different in that one statement, depending on the backgrounds, upbringing, circumstances, situations. I wanted them to realise this. It's about self-discovery. My students started to look forward to what I put on the board every morning. One day I forgot and there was an uproar. "Create your own," I said, and they did. A bank of positive affirmations. Life is a journey, and planting small seeds in our students and children in the hope that they will grow is an amazing experience. When you give people the tools and the skills to take control of their own outcomes, it is extremely powerful. Everything changed for me when a period of 2 weeks at the end of my teaching career pushed me to a point of no return. I was bullied, intimidated by my standards and my values that had implemented successfully into my classrooms for over 20 years. With support from staff, the system is not designed to get to the bottom of the situation like these. Instead, it's designed to take the easy road of blame. Once it was my son, this time it was me. All I wanted to do was to get the hell out of there and never come back. And this is a reflection on that time. As a life mastery consultant, I'm amazed at how my clients begin to expand their thinking when they are given the right structure to transform their life. We all have the power to do this if we are only willing to take the next step, to invest in our own personal development. I know that the deeper I step into this, the more I learn about myself to give me the best possible outcomes in my life. If I want things to change, then I have to change. It truly is up to me. It's not my circumstances or my situations or other people that are holding you back. It's you. You have the power. It is you who needs to decide to change the way you have done things for years and years. I ask you, is it time to say yes to your transformation? If so, I commend you for investing in yourself. You don't have to do this alone, because most people try to do that and fail. I know that you are not one to give up on yourself because you are reading this book. Are you ready to take action for your life? And I'll leave you with this quote. Start by doing what's necessary, then do what's possible. And suddenly you are doing the impossible. St. Francis of Assisi.